for the weather. Now on to breaking news. National environmentalists have collected new information on the exponential growth in the Great Garbage Patch off the coast of California in the Pacific Ocean.
The Great Garbage Patch is a large sea of plastic trash circulating in the North Pacific Ocean.
Trash is accumulating in the patch due to the ocean's natural currents.
The main source of trash accumulating in the patch consists mainly of plastics, such as plastic bags, bottles, and debris from coasts of Asia and North America. Other sources contributing to the pile are recreational boats, oil from oil rigs, and cargo ships dropping containers of supplies.
These pollutants then contaminate the water and affect the wildlife around it. We have a professor from the University of Arizona State to show us these devastating effects.
Great question, Jen. Well, see, me and my scientists at the Arizona State University have come to the conclusion that many of these sea animals and creatures either consume or get trapped in this thick plastic, and it really does harm these animals. Most of them just die. They just can't survive. Also, the plastic's so thick that like your little microscopic creatures, such as your phytoplankton and stuff, can't get the sunlight it needs to do photosynthesis from the sun, because the garbage most of the time floats on top of the water and it doesn't really let the sunlight come through. Okay. So this is my good friend Mr. Tortuga. When we found him about a year ago, he had a rubber band around his shell, and most of my scientists and I thought he wouldn't make a speedy recovery. So to rehabilitate him, we took him back to our facility and gave him everything he needed. We ran tests on him, and one of the tests we were surprised is we wanted to see what was in his stomach, and when we looked into his stomach, we saw a bunch of plastics and stuff. So a lot of these animals are getting harmed, like I said earlier, in the environmental impacts and stuff by these plastics and stuff, and it's harming them, giving them mutations and stuff, which is very harmful, and most of the time, like I said, they die.
So, Professor, how do you think these environmental impacts are affecting humans' health?
So when me and my scientists were taking water samples by the Great Garbage Patch, we found out that there are a lot of toxic chemicals in the water where plastics have dissolved, and these animals end up consuming all of these toxic chemicals and plastics. And when they do that, you know, like fish, for example, we eat fish, we consume fish, and when we consume the fish, we're also getting all those toxic chemicals into our body. So it's like what we like to call bioaccumulation. And as it moves up through that chain, it's something called biomagnification. So when toxic chemicals get into the fish, that's about 10% of the energy, and then when we eat the fish, we're kind of getting like 20%, and it just magnifies.
If there are these effects on humans, what is the international legislation doing to prevent this or clean it up?
Right now, we are currently unaware of the legislation doing anything or solving the problem because the Great Garbage Patch is in international waters.
You're right, Professor. This conflict is a touchy subject because no country wants to take responsibility for this pollution. The governments and legislation in North America and Asia need to work together to take action and conquer this problem. Thanks, Josh, for your contribution.
Thank you for having me.
To eliminate these effects, we can recycle plastics such as water bottles and bags, as well as cleaning beaches and river basins and making sure that trash gets where it belongs. Thanks for tuning in to AJJ News. For more information, go to www.ajjnews.com.